Hi guys, welcome back. We're back with our fourth episode of the channel. And our fourth episode is a steak challenge of me versus Abigail. She's gonna do her steak one way and I'm gonna do my steak a different way. So at the end we're gonna have some judges and see who outperformed who. None of us have no experience cooking steak, but we've seen our dad do it, so that's good enough. No se nos va a apagar la lumbre because it's gas, so I think we're solid. And with that being said, let's go ahead and get started.
So, I have my red wine vinegar right here. I have lemon pepper. I have Larry's seasoned salt. And I have, what is this called? Uncle Chris's gourmet steak seasoning. And then I have my garlic cloves, my rosemary, my lemon, and then all my steaks.
So here I have my asparagus. Then I have my seasonings over here. What my dad does is he goes ahead and mixes all three of these. So we're gonna mix all three of these in the bowl and it's gonna come out to look like a texture kind of like this. Then we have our lemon, my steaks, and the side that I'm gonna do is gonna be baby potatoes with the asparagus, and Abigail's gonna do mashed potatoes. I'm also gonna garnish it with some salsa. So with that being said, let's go ahead and get started. I'm gonna go ahead and open this up. And I'm gonna go ahead and mix a proportional amount of each. Kind of opened it the wrong way here. Kind of eyeball it. So this is Montreal Steak McCormick's, Uncle Chris's gourmet steak seasoning, and chupacabra rub.
And then need more of the
Uncle Chris's?
Yeah.
Or chupacabra?
Thank you.
And chupacabra rub. And you just go ahead and mix all three.
So I put my Uncle Chris and I'm just putting very little, like a pinch across, because my main seasoning is Uncle Chris. Then I'm gonna put lemon pepper, very little. And then I'm just gonna rub it all together. What I'm gonna do is grab my lemon and then I'm gonna repeat. I need more Uncle Chris.
What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and onion my grill, clean it up a little bit. After I get that going, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and just already start placing my tomatoes, 2 jalapenos, and the other half of the onion on top. So, wait, ready? Yo aquí ahorita le voy a echar el limón a los dos lados. No sé cómo le hizo Abigail, pero yo estoy en que yo voy a ganar. Pura confidence up in here. I'm going to go ahead and turn it around. Some more limoncito. Ya después que le eche limón, crack a cold one. Not too much, just a little bit. Not too much, not too little bit, le echo toda la que hay. And if you're not above the age of 21, I suggest doing Abigail's method. I have my mix. Remember, you're gonna go ahead and mix all 3 equal parts of these seasonings. So I'm not sure what Abigail's gonna do, but right here I'm already ready to put my steaks. Like I said, I have the tomatoes, the jalapenos, y también la cebolla. So let's go ahead and get this on here.
Okay, I'm gonna put mine on the skillet already.
Dad, if you're watching this, sorry. You can put no butter too.
No, because I have to cook it. I only fit.
Can you put your butter? No. So while I have my steaks on there, I'm going to go ahead and turn on my air fryer. I want to say it was to 400. So we have our olive oil, baked potatoes, seasoning salt, rosemary. I'm going to turn this around just because I feel like I didn't put enough seasoning on the other side.
Oh, I did great on both sides. I'm already beating my competition.
Wipe this up. 16, that's a lot. Voy a agarrar el juguito aquí. This is it. I just show. I love this challenge. Only because I don't know what I'm doing. Ah!
So, I'm gonna cut. Oh wow. So, I am cutting some garlic cloves. That way I can have small pieces. That way I could use them to baste my steak.
So I don't know how good of an angle you guys got from there, but I'm gonna go ahead and flip my steak.
Oh, there was still skin.
I'm just gonna let you do you.
I'll do mine right now. I have like all these juices and stuff.
Okay, I'm trusting you.
She's gonna use the juices as oil.
I'm gonna juice the
No,
juices. Dang,
no.
what if her thing tastes better?
It is.
I don't know.
So,
Gonna go ahead and flip my steak here. Looking real good and juicy. That smells really good. Can you smell that?
I know.
mine are looking really good.
Okay.
You hear that?
Ew, it looks really good on camera.
So for right now, I'm gonna cut my weird looking potatoes in half. And then I'm just gonna like do
In half?
that in half. You'll see right now.
Okay.
You'll see right now.
Dad's probably judging me so hard. Bring us some olive oil.
I'm gonna add like a pinch of thyme to the side and then onto the steak, and then I'm gonna flip it. Nope, not yet. I was supposed to flip it, but I'm gonna flip it. So let's flip it. Flip the potatoes.
Mix them around. Not like that. Like awesome. Abigail.
Actually, I'm gonna turn this around.
Can you not?
You guys want to see my potatoes? This is what it looks like. Taking out the rosemary. I think I'm gonna leave it in there just with the heat with a little bit more olive to coat it. Some salt. So, let's get the other one. Vamos a cortarle la cola.
Okay, you're gonna need to close it up for about 2 to 5 minutes. Gabby looks like she's at Rolling with Queen. Taking these out because I'm gonna separate.
So we got our asparagus, I got my salsa, I got my carne, and my baby potatoes. Right now, next I'm gonna let Abigail use the air fryer. So her potatoes can be set. We're gonna put those at 400.
It's like once I put it, it all went to me and then my eyes like. So, I put a little red wine to see if it could like reduce into like a little topping. And then but I'm not sure it's gonna work.
Honestly, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just going for it. This is a challenge. Así que pues hay que jugar. Ahora vamos a ponerle las papitas. Que yo digo unas 5 cada quien. This is my plate. Empezando sudando.
Something to get in the pool right now.
So our plates are done. En ver que ya le dimos los platos a mi tío Pepe y a mi primo Isaac. So they're gonna be our taste testers and tell us how we did.
Ok, bueno, primeramente felicidades, los platos se ven exquisitos, muy ricos, vamos a probarlos. Primero vamos a empezar con el plato de Gabby.
Yes.
Ok, este plato se ve bien rico. ¿Cuál es el contenido? ¿Cuáles son los ingredientes? ¿Cómo lo preparaste, mija?
Bueno, abajo tengo una salsa. A usted no le puse el jalapeño.
I'm a whip.
¿Y a mí sí o qué?
A usted sí le puse la carne. Le hice un mixto de seasonings. Le puse Uncle Crick's, McCormick's, un poco de Michelob y también chupacabra. Y luego a las papas nomás le eché olive oil y rosemary. Y a las burgers, olive oil, lemon pepper y sal.
Se ve muy rico.
Gracias. ¿Amiga ahí?
Ok.
They have to try it first.
Vamos a probar de Gabby.
I'm gonna
Se
tell
ve
me
bien
to
rico. El steak. Tiene muy buen sabor. Está suavecito la carne.
Gracias.
Gabby.
Now the potatoes, I'm used to having a crunchier potato. These are kind of soft. They definitely have a buttery taste to them. I'm not sure if that comes with the potato or how you prepare them. For those who don't know, I'm an aficionado of potatoes. I'm a big fan. As for the meat, was there any particular designation you were going for as far as the wellness or the rareness?
For the wellness, honestly, I tried to go for color. I thought that if I flipped it good enough times where I wouldn't let it burn, I would get the inside just perfect. I didn't tenderize it or do nothing before, so I was just hoping that the softness would be there prior. Usually my dad, he passes it through this thing that tenderizes the meat, and I didn't do that, so.
Now it definitely it looks a little dry. It looks like it would be tough to chew, but it definitely isn't. Now I myself, I tried my hand at cooking, and I failed multiple times. And it's not fair that she's able to do this good. But as far as flavor, I really like the spiciness the salsita gives it. And I mean the meat flavor is there. The meat's well cooked. It's not overcooked. It's not undercooked. I mean with the plate like this, I typically like it cooked. I don't really like the pink. If I'm having like one of those nice restaurant steaks, I'll take it a little pink. But right now it's really good. It's and the flavor with all the seasoning.
El espárrago me trae muchos recuerdos porque lo trabajé como por 21 años. Aún me duele la espalda. Pero ya lo probé, está muy rico. ¿Cómo preparaste, mija, el espárrago?
El espárrago nomás lo que le hice fue que en la parrilla con el aluminio hice como una parrita para él solo mismo y le hice con olive oil, con aceite de olivo.
Lo puedo probar.
Sal y con lemon pepper.
Muy bien. How did you prepare your meat?
I prepared my meat in a skillet on the grill, and I put some rosemary, some butter, garlic, and for seasonings I put Larry's, Uncle Chris, lemon, and red wine vinegar.
It has a really good taste to it. Congratulations. You're making the competition very hard.
And the potatoes, they're a little crispy, I believe so. I put them on the skillet as well. Then I transfer them to the air fryer. Now you can see the butter. I recommend you
Pour some
put
butter
a
on it.
little bit. That way you
Okay.
have a little bit of a good taste.
The potatoes look very nice. good cosmetic plate. Good. And the potatoes, as far as the potatoes, I'll eat the steak for a little bit. I think I can already say that I like Abby's potatoes. They taste a lot better. I like the crunch on them as well. And the butter on it makes it, give it that extra little taste.
Isaac,
Really
any
good.
comment on the difference in potatoes?
Okay, my potato just turned purple. Is that supposed to happen?
It's purple potato.
Okay, so the potatoes, I like the presentation on Abigail's plate. I like the bigger chunks. The taste, they're fairly similar. They're almost on the same plane. But like my dad, I think I'll have to go with Abigail on the potatoes. So now Abigail's meat is a little tougher. It is a little harder to chew.
I agree.
It does have more flavor than Gabby's plate. But what I like about Gabby's plate is
You compensated with the tomato here. That makes it really good as well.
you have all this extra stuff to add so much different flavor, and I mean it really satisfies more of the palate than you would than Abigail's plate. I mean Abigail's plate is just a nice, I wanna get a corn tortilla, and I just want to have a taco.
I did not have like a special way of cooking it if I wanted it medium rare or medium well. I mostly also did base it on colors because
I mean if it looks good, it's gotta taste good.
yeah. And I did do like a little method that I learned to where you could feel it, and if it feels like the way this feels, then it's pretty cooked, and then it should taste a little good. So that's also what I based on how to cook my steak.
I don't know.
Now in its entirety, I really like Gabby's plate because we have all these different vegetables. We got the sauce going on with the veggies and the onions. We got this asparagus. And when eating a plate, I really like to every now and then refresh your palate, so you have some fresh veggies, and it really resets the taste. That way you can go back in with the fresh palate and go in and get the flavor back from the steak.
I had a fear that I did not put enough lemon.
All right, so I think in my opinion, I'm gonna go ahead and say that Abigail's steak, although a little tougher, does have a more desirable flavor. That lemon definitely comes out, and it feels like it feels cooked from home. Feels here in South Texas, it's got that taste. You add the lemon. That red wine definitely gave it something different. It was definitely a good addition. It really fell with all the other pieces. Now, not to say that Gabby's steak isn't good, but you really need to rely, I think, on the other stuff, on the sauces and on the other veggies afterwards. And so on the steak alone, I want to go with Abigail.
But Gabby, I'm still chewing on this side too. So
Okay, so on potatoes, how would you guys both voted Abigail?
I'm gonna vote Abigail on potatoes, and I'm gonna vote Gabby on the steak.
Okay.
But by very little margin, you did great.
And on presentation overall?
Now, overall, you really can't beat all the veggies that are on the
I
plate.
think so, yeah. it's
With
hard.
Gabby's plate, she went all in. She got the asparagus. We got all these colors around here. I mean, if it looks good, it's gotta taste good. Not only is true, but in this case, it really is true. The potatoes, they're definitely softer than Abigail's. Like I said before, I really like the crunchiness. The potatoes are cooked a little more firm. Definitely gives them the texture. And as well, you can see this. You can see this glaze. If you're looking at it, just looks.
I love that.
It is really good. There's no beating this. All in on food and flavor, I'm gonna have to go with Abigail's plate. But I really like the way Gabby's plate ended up. I like that you can mix in the sauces. You can get the flavors you want. If you don't want too much, you don't have to put too much. And then the asparagus, like I said before, refresh the palate, go back in, and get the flavor back.
I'm gonna go with Abby's potatoes. They got a real cosmetic look as well, and I like the texture of it, and I obviously like the taste as well. Me gustó el plato de Abby porque la papa se ve muy bonita, tiene muy buena presentación, y así como se ve, así sabe de rico. Está bien crujiente y tiene buen sabor y se mira bonita. Yo para las papas creo que sí me voy con el estilo de Abby, ¿verdad? El steak, el de Gabriela, pero por muy poquito margen, porque pues también tiene muy buen sabor el de Abby. A las dos, felicidades.
Gracias.
I got a quick note. So, As far as I guess, I mean, there was a challenge to be done here, but I know one of the main differences of the cooking was cooking straight over the grill or cooking on a pan. Now the pan was still in the grill, but I know it definitely adds a different a different look in the grill. You get the grill marks. I know. Was it Gabby that you were saying that you were cooking it so often so you don't burn one side at any given time?
Yeah, I didn't want to let it cook too much on one side compared to the other, so I was just doing equal margins so we get that good brown color we're looking for on both sides.
Man, and it definitely shows. Now on Abigail, you can kind of see that the skin, maybe caused by the pan, it definitely looks a lot more, perhaps even overcooked on the outside, but the inside does have a good well done fajita taste.
In the skillet, I did not flip it equally like as time. I let it sit until I felt like it was at a good color, then I flipped it to the other side and left it more to that side. Then I basted it, and then I just kept like flipping it until I felt like the cooking was done.
So then you cook the steak and then you basted it?
I cooked the steak, but not completely, and then I basted it
Okay.
to give it more flavor. Then I just let it sit on the red wine and all the butter that I had on the skillet, and it just cooked itself, and I let it do its thing.
Now I do think that cooking it on the skillet does give it the advantage of being able to add that flavor and basting it. And you obviously can't do that on the grill because I mean it doesn't hold any sort of liquid or flavor. You have to cook it over foil. But so Gabby's meat is definitely well cooked. It's not overdone, but it does like built into the steak. So you really have to get these veggies to compensate. But that's not to say it doesn't taste good. It's a well cooked steak. Just that in this case, Abigail's does have that built-in flavor.
I'm eating both anyway.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Good job, congratulations. Really good job, well done. Keep up the good work.
Hi guys, we're back. Thank you guys for watching the video. If you made it this far, I just want to mention that I'm really sorry about all the cutoffs. I didn't realize that the mic was going to pick up all the wind and all the stuff. So now we know. But we hope that you guys enjoyed the video of us doing our steak challenge. I guess it was half and half on who won. But I just want to say thank you on both of our behalves. If you guys liked the video, go ahead and like and subscribe. And leave any comments down below for any videos that you guys would like to see in the future. And thank you again.